This is a meditation to center our Vatta. In Ayurveda, we have the 5 elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And from those 5 elements, there are 3 major doshas, and all of us have all the doshas within us, but a primary dosha, and then sometimes one or more doshas will increase or decrease. Vatta is made up of ether and air and can increase when we're traveling, when it's cold or wintry, and when we have increased anxiety. So if you are about to go on a trip and you are feeling some anxiety, or you're in a time of change, it can be beneficial to balance that Vatta. And in this meditation, find a comfortable seat. I'm seated on a rock, which is connecting me to the earth if possible. Sit on the ground or a rock or a flat surface, maybe even the floor, to find that grounding. And normally when we cross our legs, one ankle is in front of the other, and sometimes our legs can fall asleep. So let's try opening up our legs a little bit, if that's comfortable for you, and placing one foot in front of the other so they're almost parallel to each other. You can place a blanket or pillow underneath your legs or your hips to find that stability. Palms down, opening up your hands almost like a bear paw, or finding that webbing between your fingers, and then allowing your palms to go on your knees and pressing down slightly. I'll show you here, pressing down, and then allowing your fingers to spread over your knees. So your hands are almost like suction cups on your knees, pressing down slightly. Let's roll our shoulders up and back so we have a tall spine. Tucking in the navel slightly, chest forward, chin slightly tucked. Here you have your foundation. Let's inhale and exhale together naturally. Inhaling, exhaling. 5 times total. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and saying the word ha out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Ha. One more time. Ha. Our exhale calms us and grounds us. Making your exhale as long as possible allows us to focus on our breath and focus on the grounding of the exhale. I invite you to close your eyes, to continue to breathe in your seat with your palms down, your spine up straight. And I will lead you in a short guided visual meditation. Taking some breaths to center yourself. Continuing the breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, making the sound ha. Almost like a long sigh, really extending the exhale. I invite you to imagine that you are in the desert. The earth is very warm. You sit down and take off your shoes, one shoe and then the other, and you place your shoes to the side. You're now barefoot and you can feel your feet against the sand. It's warm, but it doesn't burn you. It's pleasant, as if you're on the beach, but not when the sun is the highest. Maybe in the late afternoon when you have the remnants of the sun on your feet. The colors around you in this sandy desert are golden yellow, warm pinks and oranges and light reds, rosy, warm colors. You take steps in the sand, placing down first the heel of your right foot and then the ball of your right foot, stepping with your right foot 1, then 2, the ball, the heel and then ball of your left foot, then 3, the heel and ball of your right foot, 4, the heel and toes on your left foot, 5, the heel, arch, ball and toes on your right foot. You continue to walk with your feet forward in the sand. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Both of your feet are grounded in the sand. With the light wind, you can feel the sand going over your toes, but your feet aren't buried. They're still on the surface, but maybe just below the surface. You're wearing a backpack over your shoulders. It helps to ground you and press you down, but its weight is not too heavy. It almost feels like someone is hugging you lightly on the shoulders. It is a warm and welcome presence. You are full. You've just eaten a great meal, a grounding and warm meal. You see in front of you a plateau, and you decide to step up onto the plateau. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're on top of the plateau and explore it, walking around in a circle clockwise. You look at your feet and notice how your toes are in the sand. You feel the weight of your backpack on your shoulders, and you look out in front of you and see beautiful sand dunes from this plateau. There's nature around you, but you can't make out any distinct animals or sounds. It's a place of peacefulness and warmth and grounding. You continue to walk in a circle clockwise around the plateau, and you start to trace a path in the plateau as if it's a walking trail or a track. You continue to walk around this track 1 time, 2 times, and then 3 times. And then you make your way into the center of this plateau. You decide to sit down. You can feel the sides of your feet, your ankles, your shins, the tops of your legs, and your seat, sitting on this warm plateau of desert sand. You inhale and you exhale, smelling the warmth of the desert, some lavender, eucalyptus, a cool scent floating through the air. You feel refreshed and grounded. You are peaceful and at ease. You decide to stand up, and you decide to retrace your steps around the plateau, making your circles this time counterclockwise, going in the opposite way around that circle. You make 1 lap counterclockwise, 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps, and 5 laps. Taking one last look from this high space, you decide to descend back from where you came from, stepping down off this gentle risen plateau in the desert. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exiting from where you came. Now you're back on level ground. You continue to walk, taking your steps carefully and enjoying the feel of the desert around you. the light wind on your shoulders and the sand around your feet. 10, 9, 8, 7, walking carefully, 6, 5, placing your feet, 4, 3, finally 2, 1. You take off the backpack that you've been carrying and place it on the ground. You put your shoes back on, first your right foot and then your left foot. You unzip your backpack and you take out a notepad where you draw a sketch of the desert, its warm colors, the oranges, the reds, and the yellows. The plateau that you walked up and walked in a circle, then you retraced your steps and walked back down. You write the words grounded, at ease, at peace. You take that piece of paper out of your notebook and you allow it to fly off in the wind. Happy to let that go. You zip up your backpack once again, place it on your shoulders, and you continue on your way. You realize that now you yourself are grounded. You are at ease. You are fine to see things come and go. You are at peace on your journey. You don't know what you will find ahead, but you know who you are. You know the feel of the earth on your feet, and you are at peace with yourself. As you return from this journey, you decide to take a seat. You start to feel which parts of your body are open to the air. You feel your hands pressing against your knees. You wiggle your toes. You move your spine back and forth, allowing your head to rock from one side to another. Taking 5 deep breaths in through your nose and all out from your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out from your mouth, finally in through your nose. Hold everything in and release everything through your mouth. You can start to flutter your eyes open. We've returned from our guided meditation. If you, when you're traveling, when you're moving around, when you experience anxiety, you start to feel like you could fly off, that you have this Vatta, ether, air energy, that you could simply run and not stop moving. A way to ground yourself is to find stillness, to find a seat, to touch something that is on the ground, like the floor, a stone. Sit down on the earth. Go outside if you can, connect with nature, and drink and eat grounding foods like soup, warm, natural breads, tea. Allow yourself to breathe, sitting and breathing, focusing on your exhales, knowing that you are grounded, that you are peaceful, and you have the tools within yourself to ground once again. When we're in new and different situations, physically, but also mentally or spiritually, in a new relationship or a new job, when our lives change, it's important to ground ourselves, and we might even choose a time each day that we take to sit, or simply know that that is always available to us, no matter where we are, that we can find our seat, find our stillness, to ground down and experience the peace of life once again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.